Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be effort and motive here on Eclipse. One heck of a PvZ top right. It is our guy. Motive, bottom left, it is effort. Not a lot of effort games, but every time I cast effort, I love him so much. Incredible player here. Motive is an excellent elite Protoss player, so I'm expecting a lot of great moves. A lot of good scouting and reacting, and we will see who wins. Alright, man. So it is August 2025. I don't know why, but I feel like time is speeding up recently. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older. I am 42. And when you're 42, everything goes a little bit faster, I think. So we go ahead on this two-player map. The Overlord scouting out. No hatch block here from this probe, just going back to mining, as probes can do. Walling off with a gateway or a forge, maybe, you know, throwing down a Nexus first here on this two-player map. It looks like effort's going for a hatch first play here, so we will see what his plans are. It's a gateway, early aggression from our guy Motive. Not a hatch block, but after that, we are going to see Zealots. We are going to see Zerglings. We're going to see a pool. Okay, there we go. It's an overpool opening. So that is good on a two-player map, right? Because if it's a two-gate and you went hatch first, basically that's a build order loss. So, scouting out with an Overlord. Too slow. Scouting out with a probe. Blocking the probe. Trying to block the probe. Whiffing on blocking the probe is that drone. Good job, Daryl. Sarcastically, I say, and just scouting to see if there are gateways here, or maybe we're going to take a hatch at the... Okay, we're going to take a hatch at the third. The probe wasn't even trying to block you, man. The probe's like, huh, where did that drone go? He's not expanding. Hang on a second. Is this a one-base play? No gas, so no. There's a hatch somewhere, says Motive. Alright, we're going to send these Zealots across the map. Is it safe to expand? Yes, indeed. There's no gas. No speedlings on the way here, so waiting for 400 minerals and chow. There it is. So, 4lings, that's not something to be worried about here. And this Zealot is just kind of hanging out at the base of the ramp. Well, base of a ramp here on Eclipse. There are a lot of ramps on this map. The probe says, dude, did you expand? The lings say, ha, wouldn't you like to know? Still no gas for Motive. And there we go. Probe sees, aha, that's where the hatch is. Okay, so a 3-hatch opening here after an overpool. First 100 gas, I'm going to say lair. And the probe says, let me just get one more quick scout here. And the lings say, no. Get out of here. Get out. Just cutting off the scouting path with lings. All right, so these are 2 Zealots. The ling says, okay, we've got 2 Zealots here. We've got a 3rd Zealot here defending. And yeah, we're going to be setting up for a macro game for sure. What? Have you ever seen how weird the Vespene gas looks when it's being carried by a drone? We're going to lose the Vespene gas. No, return it. Vespene gas lost forever. Zealots, not enough Zealots here to defend against, well, to defend themselves against these Zerglings, but you know, just being annoying here behind the mineral line. Cybernetics core warping in. Metabolic boost with the first 100 gas. Alright, effort. And yeah, Zealots down. No muss, no fuss. Macro hatch here at the 3rd base. And before we get too much into this, check out FalconPaladin.store. We've got Terry the Overlord merch. We've got Robert the Zealot merch. Check it out, man. Good place to be. We'll ship anywhere, and you can pay with your own local currency. You don't have to pay in US dollars or euros if you're not from those countries. Although, statistically, you're Canadian from Europe or from the U.S. if you're watching this. But if you're not, how cool is that? You can pay with your local currency. Cannon coming up. We've got a Stargate on the way. No big surprise there. Corsairs, the order of the day ever since Bisu popularized it back in the mid-2000s. The Protoss say, hey, that's right. We can chase away overlords. We can get map control in the early game. Huh. Thanks, Bisu. First Corsair on the way. We got ourselves a second cannon, dude. All right, that's a little bit of an overreaction here. But macro hatch, Hydralisk den. Yes, no spire, no lair. Second extractor here at the second base. Okay, so maybe this cannon is not an overreaction because this is looking like a Hydra bust. Hydralisk den down. Speed, yes. Speed is the first upgrade to come out here. Quick chow. And the Lings. Okay, so one Ling slips on by, gets a full scout, sees the Corsair, sees the Citadel, sees the Forge spinning, and is going to get zapped by probes. But that was an excellent, excellent full scout. The Corsair says, hey, look, I'm full scouting as well. Praise me, Falcon Paladin. Oh, excellent job, Mr. Corsair. Could not be more impressed with your ability to scout here and see the Hydralisk den and take down an Overlord. Yes. Help from our Corsair friend here. 2 Hydralisks, though, can chase away 2 Corsairs. This is going to be a Spore, right? Make it a Spore. You have an Evolution Chamber, dude. Spore it up. Spore it up indeed. Oh, my goodness. Hard walling here with an Evolution Chamber. These Zealots. Oh, never mind. Not a hard wall. What the heck? Oh, Zealots keeping the Hydralisks occupied there while trying to kill yet another Overlord. And this is going to be a sunken colony. No, so is there anti-air? Yes, there is 1 Hydralisk at the third base. That is not enough for 2 Corsairs, and these Corsairs are like, hang on a second. Is there ample defense here for this? And it's like, hey, look, it's just 1. Just 1. And bam, Overlord down. And speed Hydralisks here chasing down the 2 Zealots here without speed quite yet. Range is on the way. We're going to have to wait for it. And what are we transferring? I guess transferring drones from the third to the natural, I guess, because the third came up first. Lair on the way. Who says? He says, who needs range? I'm going to take down your gateway. I'm going to take down your cyber core. These Zealots are like, stop. We don't have speed yet. It's almost done, but can't save the cyber core. Bah. Excellent job there by those Hydralisks. Efforts. Getting a lair, taking down a gateway and a cybernetics core. He's in a good position here. No +1 from that cyber core. So not a lot of Corsairs here. Saving the gas here for I want to say High Templar, especially against all of these Hydralisks, man. All of them. There it is. Psystorm on the way. Maybe some DTs, in a PVZ. Should be good. Should be good. All right, look. I'm going to talk about something that's happening tomorrow because I'm a time traveler, okay? I'm going to post a video. It's going to be a cast between Rush and Speed. It's not going to be like a 40-minute TVT. It's going to have a 2-port Wraith opening on it, okay? It is the weirdest opening I've seen in a TVT in a long time. So check it out. Come to the channel, youtube.com/FalconPaladin tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's when it's going to post up. So if you're on YouTube after 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, come to the YouTube channel. Watch that because it's a lot of fun. It's not your regular TVT, man. It is not tank lines for 25 minutes and then everyone gets bored, okay? So check it out. Because that's not going to get watched very much, but you want to see it. So, we got a DT. Hey, look, at the 4th base, we have detection up here. All we need is a couple hiders and should be able to save the hatch. Good man effort. Having an Overlord to prevent this exact thing from happening. It gets the DT too. Saves the hatch. It's injured, but it's alive. And that's what matters right now. Singularity charge is on the way. He's worried about Lurker aspect, which is smart, because guess what? It's almost done. Corsairs come cruising in. They're not here to kill everything. But, you know, if there's a random Overlord in position that they can kill inside the main base, that'd be great. Or, you know, check to see if there's any Overlords in the main base at all, because that way, maybe a DT drop could get some work done, because there's no detection in the main. There's an Overlord at the third up here, which again was the second base, but we're going to call it the third for ease of communication. We got speed lots. We got surrounding a lurker egg. Plus one attack on these zealots too. They're going to save they save the lurker egg. Well, at least temporarily. It might go down here in a second. So yeah, it's speed lots running around. They are escorting a probe to see if we can get a third base. Look at this. The escort was smart because there was a Hydra here, and the Hydra would have killed the probe if it tried to expand without the zealots escorting. Excellent job. All right, I like what both players are doing right now, right? Making it so you can actually get your third base without a delay. Making it so your fourth base is alive if injured. Good decision making overall here. Overlord sniped, but hey, he got the information that he wanted. Hydras? I don't know if there are enough Hydras to get up this ramp against this many speed lots and this many Dragoons. Mind you, Dragoons are not very good against Hydras in cost for cost and in numbers, but high grounding with the Hydra's missing shots, it's actually not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Is this messing up his gas pathing? Oh no, it's messing up his gas pathing at least a little bit. And that hurts. Hydra, okay, remember when I was like, going up this ramp is not a good idea? Effort said, shut up, nerd. I'm getting up this ramp. No, you're not. There's way too much Protoss up there. So, Mass Hydra for Mass Hydra's sake. More Lurkers coming in. Hydras, I mean, Lurkers would be nice with the Hydras here, guys. Yeah, this is just... Ooh, he snipes a High Templar with these Hydras. Doesn't get another one. The defense here is pretty strong. Out of motive. Good snipe on the ops, though. Great snipe on the observer. And there's too much Protoss here. We're going to back it out. Back it out. Where are the lurks, man? He was trying to make lurks, but the lurker eggs kept getting sniped out. Scourge here to check for obs that are coming across the map. There's no vision on this side of the map at all for motive. That's why he's sending an observer across and pretty much his entire army. Here at 12 minutes. Ooh, Corsair gets sniped out by a Scourge. Are there any Corsairs left? I think that's been happening to them more often than not. Oh, probe transfer! Man, if there was a lurker here, that would have been the end of the world. But as it stands, it's just a couple Hydras, and I think all the probes made it through. Now there's lurkers high grounding it, pre-splitting against Storm, and the lurkers coming down the ramp, causing major problems for our guy Motive. The Hydras are all dead, though. Hold on. Hold on. Without any buffer here, the lurkers are actually going to die to this many of the Dragoons. Zealot checks to make sure there's not a fifth base down this way. A base up that way would be good. Motive brings a probe over to get a fourth base at the 11 o'clock. Big expansion there. Loving that a lot. We've got Kidder and Amulet on the way. Zerg player check for Hive. No, cool. That's all right. I think Effort will get there eventually. He's not one of those players that overstays his welcome and just overcommits to Hydra Lurker. He will get a Hive today. I believe in my heart of hearts that we will. Sniping these obs would be good. But also just engaging with the Dragoons is not bad either. Sidestorm at the top side, a bit of a wraparound from our guy Effort. Storm taking out those lurkers quite nicely. Hydras winning the engagement on the bottom side here. Coming to the front, more Storm. That's what you think, Falcon. There are more Storm, but there are always more Hydras in the banana stand. Chasing it out, chasing it out. Overlords don't have speed yet, so the Dragoons are pretty good against them. They do have speed, actually. Just kidding. More size Storm coming in, hitting those Zealots more than anything else here. 2 even supply for Motive to enjoy this. The counterattack is looking fairly real here from our guy Effort. Coming right up the middle here. High Templar does get sniped. Gets one more Storm off. Kills at least 4 more Hydras. And reinforcements from Motive coming in. So the counterattack is stalled in its tracks. And it looks like Effort's going to have to go home here. Yeah, man. Check out the link in the description for more information about Falcon if you're watching this on social media. Check me out, man. I'm on Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. I post stuff out on X. Have I said X already? Twitter, whatever. All over the place. New base. Boink. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth base on the way from Effort down south. So he does force the attack of a Motive to go back home. And maybe pull up and defend his fourth base a little bit, which allows him to get a base down here in the bottom right. And then maybe another expand here. Ah, this probe wanted it, but didn't get escorted properly and dies. You must escort your workers, players. You must be doing it. There's a Queen's Nest coming in. Hydras snipe unobserved. They don't get the second one. Everybody dies except for the 3 that retreat So Everett looking pretty good, I gotta say. He's only down about 5 supply now to Motive. Motive wants to be closer to 20 to 30 supply up against a Zerg player with this many Hydras. The cost efficiency of the Hydras is pretty good. So Queen's Nest is down. No Hive quite yet. Ling's just kind of shark in. They want to get a High Templar kill. Everyone's keeping the High Templar alive. He says, thanks, guys. I appreciate you so much. And the Hive gets fired up. Fired up. DT says, can I get this base with Overlord and Hydra and Lurker? No. You may not. I'm not even sure these guys can get up this ramp. Overlord gets a perfect scout of what's going on up this way. And yeah, man, 174 to 165 supply. It's an advantage for Motive, not as much as he wants. Lurker Egg on the ramp's going to make it impossible for these Zealots to get up here. Just kidding, they can slip right by. Good ob snipe, though. Zealot gets back here, but I'm not sure for what purpose. Oh, he might get a nice drone micro. Oh, creep colonies, that drone to keep it alive. I remember when I was like, I'm not sure there's enough Protoss to get up this ramp. I might have been lying to you. There could be enough. The Dragoons can't get through that Lurker Egg, but they can fire it down. Big damage against big armor means it dies pretty quickly. This base is in a lot of trouble. No Nidus available here because the Hive isn't done. Oh, I don't know how close. Does he know how close he is to getting... He does. He knows how close he is to breaking this base. He brings the obs in, and this base is dead. Motive needed that. Reinforcing dudes coming across the map get hung out to dry a little bit. This hatch might actually end up surviving if this Zerg can respond in time, and the Dragoons decide not to go after the hatch itself, which I think might have been a smarter move, but that was the non-guaranteed damage. So, I don't know if there's enough to save this still. This is a beautiful setup by Motive. He is crushing. Yes, Motive. He's still only up 4 supply or so. Not looking good. Adrenal is on the way. A man after my own heart is Effort. Making it happen. A Sunken actually might save this base while this army is dealing with this group out this way. Archon gets sniped out, and yes, he does manage to save it. This Dragoon's got only 1 kill despite being inside the 5th base for so long. And yes, Hydra gets the kill even with the mischance there of shooting up. Uphill, above ground, to stuff you can't see. Overlord check to see if there's a base over this way. There's not. Only 1 base. Couple bases remain here to expand to. If Effort can take this one and take this one, he's in a great position. Ooh, Ventral Sacks. Okay. We're planning on a little Ventral Sack action here. These things don't even have the Adrenal yet, but they're willing to engage. Hydra's coming up to a base that's got its High Templar in its cannons and its Zealots. It's no Reavers, but Reaver Tech appears to be just about on the way as the robotic support base finishing up now at 18 minutes. High Templar sniped. Yes, no, maybe. So fallen back. Fallen back. Okay, so Motive is going to take his own 5th base in the bottom right and the top left hatch. There is coming up for Effort. So Effort's going to be on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases here for our guy Motive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Center of the map, looking good. Consumes coming in, and uh-oh, Effort's up 178 to 160 supply. And he's got Adrenalings, Captain. We must be careful of these little guys. They are hitting like trucks. All of a sudden, oh gosh, High Templar snipe. He has to storm himself to try to get some revenge for his own death. It is dark, it is scary, it is sad when that happens. Good snipe in the obs and all this chaos, though. I kind of love it. I kind of love the snipe of the obs in all of the chaos. Like, that's something that Zerg players really have to be doing. The more obs that die, the more effective the lurkers are. Obviously, the less scouting the Protoss has, too. So, is this a fairly okay position for Effort to be in? If he can hold the top left, then yeah, I think he's okay. But it's going to be tough to do. High Templar sitting up here, storming down to the low ground. DT, no. Adrenalings are like, absolutely not. I'm not going to let a DT wander into a base and kill the whole thing by itself because I was too lazy to have detection at it. Effort is on top of that. About as much as you can be. I mean, not to say that something bad won't happen soon, but who knows. Plague is on the way. Another Overlord dies. It's a maxed out, both army drops on the 5th. Can we get a cannon? We certainly can. More cannon down. Archon's getting taken out by these Hydras. Zealot's going to try to clear this whole darn thing out. There are some lurkers causing issues. A Dark Swarm comes up. Zealot's inside the Dark Swarm, trying to, again, save everyone's bacon here. Cracklings inside the Dark Swarm. Eat the Zealots, though. Then you got a Storm inside the Dark Swarm. And I think, yes, according to the sounds, he has stabilized this 5th base. Some probes die, but he still has 61. It's not the end of the world. Not even close. Woo! So loving the drops on this map. You can come from... It's a very short drop distance to go from here to here, isn't it? Ooh, there's a Reaver at this base now, too. That's going to be even harder to crack. Cracklings come in. Find High Templar. Pick him off. Nicely done. And running in. There's a Reaver now. And there's DTs in here. Okay. We are getting deep into the Reaver plays. That's what it's all about, man. Late game PvZ when the Reavers are throwing their scarabs everywhere and they are connecting. Reavers, they don't usually have duds against Zerg armies, at least. Right? If they're dropping on a base, then sure. Maybe against fleeing drones, you'll get a dud scarab, but not against army. This is a beautiful position. This is what I'm talking about. This is the scary stuff. If you're a Zerg player, is this right here. High Templar, Archon, Zealot, Reaver, DT. This is so hard to break. First of all, you got to plague this stuff if you're going to deal with it. If you're not plaguing it, I don't know what you got. I don't see any Defilers joining this party, unfortunately, from effort. He's trying to do it with Hydra, Ling, Lurker. It is Cracklings, but look at all this Zerg blood on the ground here. Lurker's exploding. Finally, a Defiler comes in. Goes for a big plague. There it is. Gets the Reavers. Those are the high-quality plague targets. Consuming Hydralisks to get more energy here. That is a desperate Defiler. And then plaguing the back row may be good. Yes, then he plagues the back row. Everything here is plagued, and now defending it is about 30% easier. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying this is going to be something that Effort's going to clean up with no effort. But now that everything's plagued and shields take full damage from everything, yeah, Motive's like, you know what? Good call, Falcon. I don't want to fight here. 'Tis a silly place, and he just completely falls back to his own 4th base. Loses a Defiler for no reason? I don't... Okay, gets a 2nd plague off, but I think all this stuff has been plagued, sir. Yeah, everything there was plagued already. That was a waste of Defiler. You should have run it back to the Lurkers and the Sunkens and defended that guy quite ably. Ooh, it's a Greater Spire. What? Are we going to go Guardian Harass of this base or, like, Guardian Attack on this base? Dude. DEFCON 1. Epic PvZ coming our way. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in my bones here. So the Hydras do have 3-3 upgrades. The ground units are at 3-1-3 for the Protoss. It is the ultimate endgame composition here for Motive. He knows what he's doing. We got 3-2 upgrades on the Lings. Plagues. Okay. Largely catching the Archon there, but Reaver shots. A Reaver does die, but Reaver shots into the Dark Swarm is a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. It is time for Reavers against Zerg. About time. It's been a while. It's probably been too long since we've had a game with Reavers against Zerg. So just Archons, Reavers, everyone having a great time. These Lurkers are getting a couple spines off before they die, but it is not a lot. Promise you that much. Oh, Reavers are taking direct hits. The Hydras that killed them are dead now, but that's small comfort to the Reavers that have died. Ugh. $160 to $130 supply. About 30 supply advantage here for the Protoss. He's feeling okay about this. Gotta get some good cost efficiency against the Zerg in this game, but that makes, I mean, obviously... You always want to be doing that, but if he can do that, he can win this thing based on the base count and based on the income. And yeah, free Lings getting donated helps that cost efficiency go up higher and higher, and higher and higher and higher. So 3 Mutalisks on the way. They've got to be turned into Guardians, I would assume. Yeah, these Lurkers are just not doing very well against all these Archons. The Hydras do very well against the Archons, but that's what the Zealots and the High Templar are for. It's a very, very tricky dance these players are doing here. You need the Archons, but it can't be pure Archon. You need the Hydras, but it can't be pure Hydra, right? You got to have a good mix. Now, we got the 3 Guardians. They're going to harass this base. There is 3 High Templar here, and they've got the Kineran Amulet upgrades, so it's a lot. It's going to be a lot of storms, and I expect these Guardians to get maybe 1 kill combined before they die. I love this. Archons doing 40 straight damage. Dark Swarm, Plague, probably Consume. I mean, that's a really clumped up group of Plague. Yeah, Plague would be pretty nice. Gotta admit, Dark Swarm, Plagued Archons will look funny. They don't really care about being plagued, obviously, but charging through that orange cloud, no problem whatsoever. Just needs an obs. He's trying to blind storm the lurker, but he misses it. Gets it with the second one. The Guardians are not quite ready to go yet. He's too busy trying to hold back here because there is no obs for this Protoss army, but it's 170 to 130 supply. Motive is up. Motive is feeling good. I'm not sure he even needs to kill a base today to win. I think... Oh, that's a big plague. I just think he needs to kind of hang out, defend his bases. All right, here we go. Guardians pre-splitting. Psystorm flowing at this base. 0, 0, and 0. Psystorm 1. Dodged as much as you can. Psystorm 2. Dodged as much as you can. Psystorm 3. Okay, dead Guardian. Oh, ran into cannons. Dead Guardian. And 0 kills on the Guardians. But they did force a lot of storms out. So maybe this attack will get some work done. Yeah, if you took the over on 1 kill on those Guardians, you lost your bet. It was the under. The under won. Yeah, and then you're like, maybe he doesn't have many storms up here. He's got 2. There's 1, using it judiciously. Very, very impressively there. More High Templar come down, and Effort's like, huh. There's always more storm, isn't there? There's always more storm. Wow. More lurkers on the way, more Archons on the way. It's a very touch-and-go situation here, but I think Moto's in a great spot here at 27 minutes. Reverse. Yeah, I mean, this is... I don't know how you're supposed to break this, man. High Templar, Cannon, Reaver is just such a strong defensive composition. I'm not sure that Effort really wants to either. I don't know. Reaver shot on. There you go. Taking out those sunken Zealots, doing a pretty good job of it. Drones not running ably. There we go. Scarab does explode harmlessly, but the Scarab's been doing so much damage otherwise here. This base dies. There's not a lot of money left in it, so it's not the end of the world for Effort. He's also counterattacking instead of trying to defend the base. Yeah, just easily walks over that one. Is this base also going to die? Are we base racing here at 28 minutes? Seems like maybe something we are doing because, good golly, nobody wants to engage with anybody else. The Zerg does not want anything to do with this. The Nidus gets sniped. No reinforcements. Drones evac it up to the corner, but there's nowhere really for them to go here. Hydras and Lurkers getting into the natural base, though, and into the main base right on top of the production of the Protoss, but the income of the Zerg is not looking good. He's going to be down to 1 mining base here in just a minute. The absolute crushing of these Archons is massive. All of these gateways are going to die. There's a couple of gateways here and there that can provide production for the Protoss. If these all die, and I think these are all going to die. Reavers chasing drones that were evacuating from the top left up to this position and then down again, and they come back here and say, I guess we can maybe rebuild our base. How many minerals are left? I don't think there's enough to rebuild, so he's not. So where's the defense inside the main is the question. He's going to bring Reavers back in. No, don't unload on top of Cracklings, though. There we go. Reavers. They've not been plagued. Now they've been the plagued. My goodness. These 4 Reavers trying to save the main by themselves. The micro! The shuttle Reaver micro by Motive is disgusting. Beautifully done. And he doesn't lose a Reaver there. Does he still have the 4? Yeah, lost 1. Oh, Lurkers get a Reaver. Lurkers get a Reaver. What's he got left inside those shuttles? Did they all die? No, there's 2 Reavers remaining. 2 remaining here. Trying to expand to the top left is Motive. He is supply blocked heavily, but he has access to a very beautiful Ooh, good snipe on that shuttle. A fairly unmined base relatively to every other base on the map. Here, the main of Motive is gonna die, but he's up 40 supply. He's long distance mining because the creep prevents retaking that base until the creep is gone. It's one of the major benefits of Zerg. It's a weird tangential benefit, but it is what it is. 12 lurkers at a time being produced. It's going to come down to Obs, man. Does he have an observatory still? He's rebuilding the support. He's rebuilding the observatory and the robotics support bay. This base mining happily. This base out. This base out. This base necessary. He's waiting for the creep to go away so he can build a nexus. Like, Terran can just build a nexus down, or a command center down here and then lift and land it when the creep is gone. But Protoss cannot be doing this. I don't know about this. It's going to come down to that top left corner. That's it. Can the Zerg player take it? Wrest it from the Protoss? Or no? Can Effort do this against Motive? Every obs that dies is a big one. Okay, losing lurkers because you're wandering them past cannons is just malpractice, sir. What is this? No, he just lost like half of his lurker army because he's burrowing them right next to cannons. Okay, he repositions that guy at least. Some long distance mining probes are, there you go, a little carelessly dying there. Reaver fighting, the Hydra army comes in, and there is no High Templar, there are no cannons, no splash damage here. There you go, Reaver, 1, 2, 3, 4 Reavers do unload. Is that enough to save it? Is the question right now. Reavers on the defense. Hydras maybe don't want to engage in there. There's not a huge bank at all for Effort right now. Okay, Reaver shot on the retreating Hydras. Not killing much, but just getting them to retreat is enough at this stage of the game. Except for this guy, who did not get the retreat message. And it's the Lurker. Hooray, he's got 6 kills. Maybe some from when he was a Hydralisk. Yeah, the bank here for Motive is insane, too. He's trying to get in, and Lurker Hydra busts this whole darn thing out. But 2 of the Lurkers die immediately. A Reaver does go down. These Reavers reposition to the top of the base. Ling's getting hits off. Hydra's getting hits off. A Reaver down. 2 Reavers remain. This base dying is not even really that big of a deal. It doesn't provide any value for the Protoss player, except for this tech, and I guess this shield upgrade that's coming in. He probably doesn't want to lose that. With all the Archons he's got, he has to abandon the base. He must abandon ship. And now the shield upgrade is canceled. It is taken from him. The observatory and the robotic support bay are going to die. So yeah, you could build stuff, but what is the question? This drone's like, I'd like to expand here. Maybe it's my best option. Never mind. He leaves the robotic support bay. Why would you leave the robotic support bay? He's building Reavers right now, you idiot. Get the support bay. He's coming down. He's like, I need this base if I'm going to win. Oh, good snipe on the shuttle, but I don't think there's enough here from Effort. It's 120 to 80 supply, a 40 supply advantage. The Psystorm, the Archons, the Zealots. The production is not looking good for Effort. If he can't even long distance mine from this base and he can't take this base back, I think he's dead. Kill the support bay. This guy has got a ton of, show it to me, a ton of Reavers queued up. No, the unpowered gateway is not the major threat right now. Okay, the Templar Archives is fine, but also the support bird. Oh, he just GG's out. He's like, no, this is ridiculous. I'm not winning from here anyway. Let's get out. And Motive gets your win here in 33 minutes and 40 seconds of absolutely insanely good PvZ for your Tuesday. Hot dang. I can't believe he didn't kill that support, but it didn't matter in the end, right? He wasn't breaking this anyway, but yeah, just the decision to base race and then Motive sacking his entire main in exchange for this base was everything. Beautiful decision from Motive. Bad one here from Effort. I want to say maybe a bit of a mutatech switch here. Sniping off these High Templar, going after the Reavers would have been nice. It's just so hard to deal with this perfect endgame composition of Reavers, High Templar, Zealots, Dragoons, Archons, with Hydra, Ling, Lurker, Defiler, even with the Plagues, even with the Dark Swarms. It just seems like it's not enough. You need something that can dodge the storms, get around the Archons, snipe the High Templar, take some of the splash damage out of this comp. But if you can't do that, It is so hard to defeat. So, I mean, we're looking at a really good showing there. Wow. All right. Well, that was one heck of a showing there from our guy. Motive gets the win. Protoss wins this thing. Reavers are good. Who knew? So yeah, the big decision was, hey, take my main, but I'm going to take this base from you. You're not going to have any money to work with, and that's it. The Guardian investment was bad. Just terrible. He thought he could maybe drain all the storms off of this base and then come and kill it later, but no. That wasn't going to happen, so GG Motive. Yeah, really well done. 309,000, 335,000 points there in favor of Motive. Makes sense. The outspend of a 10-3. Or outproduced by a 10-3 by effort, and the outkill by an 8-2 is pretty good. Structures raised, 73-14. Minerals mined. The outspend here by the Zerg is good, but not good enough for a 33-minute game. All right, that was a ton of fun. What a great showing there, man. That is what we like to see from Protoss players and Motive. So that's going to be it for me today, though. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.